Now under item subclasses, you see there is a text by default will be coming when you move to an item for a field. Now it have a number, text, date and time for a sync. Okay? So any of the string, this always fall under text. If you are dealing with an integer or floating, then you go with a number. Mostly integer you go with a number. Other than integer, float, other category you always go with the text. If you are dealing with any date and time field, you can go with the date and time. Okay, so this is just a property. Now here also, is it a binary or a normal character? Okay, so I'll go with the characters because we are not going to accept in binary input. It's a character, right? So I'll keep it. Then size. So first we set the type, whether it is a string or integer or this one we set it. After that we need to set the size. So now in the size, what is the min bytes, max bytes or characters? So you can go with this one. So if you are dealing with bytes, you go with the bytes. Otherwise, you go with the characters. Okay, example, 2 character as a minimum, maximum 20. So you can set this property.
So it is to set the size of the
Character for the particular field. Okay. Yes. Now there is a pad. So what it will be doing? Example. Now we set it the min and max, right? Now you are creating a first name field, and you are setting the minimum as 1 character, maximum as 15 character. Now, if you take my name or your name, it is only 5 character. My name is 5 character, right? Anand.
Yeah.
Right. But the maximum bytes for this one is 15. Then do we need to do any padding, or we need to ignore that? Is the question. Example, the maximum length for this is on a 15 bytes field. Okay. Now, if less than 15 comes, what it has to do it? It has to do some padding. If it is only 5 character comes, map the 5. Or if it is coming 5 also, you make it a 15 bytes character, adding some, doing the some padding. So that's a meaning. Okay. So this will be no by default. If you want to do something, you can set it to yes. Then you see it will be telling what value has to be added if less than 15 character comes.
So
okay?
Padding in the sense like what the input field length, if it is less than what is the maximum
character defined one, what is remaining.
So it's padding in the sense like adding spaces or squeezing spaces.
Correct. Correct.
Okay.
Okay. Yes. So and then here also, right, if you are saying pad, then this also we have fixed bytes, min content. Again, it will be depends on your use case wise use case. Okay. So this will be helpful for on a fixed length messages. If you are dealing with EDI fixed length messages, this property will be used mainly. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So then, what is the length bytes? Whether we need to do that space in the left side or right side, all these properties will be available. Okay. So this is for the pad. Now by default it will be no. You can set it to no. And now,
so there is a SP is written, no? So value in the padding, the first value.
SP is a space.
Space. Okay. We need to select it or
no. By default, yes. I mean, if you are started working in WTX, right? I mean, and now majority. Hope you are using Copilot, other stuff, right? Okay, you can ask in the WTX what is the stand for SP, that less than SP greater than symbol. Similar way, white space, different. I mean, each thing we have a different character. Again, most of the time we are using space only. It is the yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
But if you need more detail, you can refer IBM documentation, or you can ask the AI Copilot. Okay. Shall I move?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Now coming to the restrictions. Okay. So here also kind of whether we need to do any restriction for this, any value one or range characters, we can do it. So example, this one, if it is an email ID should have at the rate, these things, right? Those kind of properties can be dealt here. Okay. And the this one. So if it is restriction, then whether we need to do the inclusion, exclusion, all this will be there. So again, this all you can explore. So I'm just going through the headings. Then coming to one language. Okay. So by default, it will be in a Western. Okay. And it will be a native. So Western is a normal plain English.
Okay.
Okay. I mean, majority of our services that we are developing, it's all English characters, right? So it should be a Western, and the data language should be this one. National language, it supports the different types. Okay. It supports Japanese, French, German, Italy, Spanish, and then again Brazil's Korean and Chinese and Russians. So if we are dealing with any of this particular language data, I mean, if the data is coming, but that value is in this language, you can select any of these languages. Okay. But in our IT industry, so all this we are dealing with only the Western.
Western.
And yes, because we all are majority we are working for Canada or US clients or Australian clients, right? Yeah. So now coming to one data language. So now national language for what type of that speaking or this one. Coming to one data language, it will be many. Okay. Example, native. Native is the default one. This normal data is just coming called as a native. And then if it is an ASCII, EBCDIC, and then like this we have many different formats also. Okay, Latin, UTF also different type. In IBM also we have many types. So if you are dealing with what type of the data language you are dealing with, then that particular language should be selected here. Okay. So most of the time we are dealing with native, ASCII, and EBCDIC. This is what we are dealing with. Okay.
Meaning that input data, we
Correct.
what is the difference like native and ASCII?
One second. Okay. So you are seeing my screen, right? The browser one.
Yes.
Okay. In the world of EBCDIC, each character will be representing as 2 bytes. Okay. So if it is zero, 1 second. 1 second. 02. Now you see this is a meaning of the EBCDIC. So meaning, okay, simple word. This is our alphabetic characters. Okay. So to understand, if you scroll down, right, these are the characters again. We may not be understanding. So we'll go from the numbers. Okay, we'll start from ABCD. Okay. So in the normal alphabetic character A, it's equivalent of the EBCDIC, the ASCII of 81. Okay. So you see, this is a ASCII character and this is a EBCDIC characters. So when the A is, if the input, if you are sending an A, in the EBCDIC world, the value should be converted as a 61. Okay. Meaning,
That EBCDIC in the sense like
so this is my value, right? This is
correct
called native
name.
value.
Hmm.
Now ASCII or EBCDIC. Okay. First ASCII one. Okay. So for
Hmm.
A is a 61. So
61. Okay.
61. What is the N? N for 6E. 6E. Then A is 61. Then N 6E. Then D. D is for 64. 64. So this is called ASCII. Okay.
Okay.
The ASCII character. Same for a EBCDIC. if it is A, the value of epsilon should be 81. Then N, it is 95, 95, then 81, 95, and then the D for 84, 84. So this is an epsilon. Okay. Now this is the native one. This is the ASCII one. This is the epsilon. Okay. So you are understanding, right?
Yeah.
So
I'm good.
in the ASCII, if the value is coming as 61, E6, 61, E6, 64, then it is equivalent of Anand in the native. Okay. If it is epsidic, it is coming as 81, 95, 81, 95, 84. Then it is equivalent of Anand in the native.
So these information, who will be providing us, like, or
Yes.
how to
So
choose
we talked
which
about this.
particular version?
One second. I'm putting my laptop on. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't hear you.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. What I'm telling, when you get done a requirement, right? So we talked about input message, output message, then give me input file and mapping detail. Now, along with that, you need to ask what type of message format we are going to deal with it.
Okay. Message
Okay.
format. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So they will be telling you whether it is a normal plain text. If they say plain text, it's a native. Okay. If they are saying epsidic, then this is a format. If they are saying ASCII, that is the format.
Okay.
Okay. So now you need to understand, if you are transforming to an input, if input they're telling, hey, input I'm sending in epsidic, output you send it in a native. Okay. Now this property you need to set it. So input I'll be getting an epsidic. So I'll set it as a epsidic. Understand?
Yeah.
If input they're saying it is a plain come, but output you produce as a native. This one. Okay. I mean epsidic. So now here also I'll do the same once again. Again, so that's how you will be able to understand. Okay, I'll do it on this. Okay, I'll set it to item. Okay, so here also I'll give text maximum 15. So here I'll enable padding as yes. Then I'll leave as it is. Then I'll go to language. I'll change it to website. Okay. Now this will be my output side. This will be my input side. Now they are telling, hey, whatever the native comes, you give me it in the epsidic format. That way my system will understand. Okay. Now we set it this property. You no need to worry. This is coming as Anand. So you are taking Anand as an input. But output, if you are setting it as epsidic, automatically it will create this characters. That's a property we are setting.
Okay.
Understand, right?
Yeah.
So that's a property thing. Input side, whatever you are setting, that is the input you are going to consume. What is there you are setting in the output side? If data language you are setting, that particular format will be produced. Output will be coming. Okay.
Yeah.
So coming to the other things, I mean, this and all we are not using it. You can ignore it. This is a type. Basically, if you need to set any initiator, terminator, release, empty, these are all things you can set it. This will be helpful if you are dealing with an fixed length messages.
Okay.
So example, okay, what you are understanding from this message?
Maybe a username. Okay. So without space, we are having name, address, and state. Yeah.
Something, right?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, there is something, but we don't know what is it, right?
What
I
is
think it is name, some IT, some Bangalore, something is there.
some
Okay,
alphanumeric?
something is there. Okay, now, now, will you able to understand now the second one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now it is converted into multiple fields with
So,
five
so
limiters.
you are able to identify. First one, as
Correct.
you said, this is simple alphanumeric character.
Alpha.
Name, this, that, we don't know what is it. But if you see second one, there's some delimiter. I mean, it's a separator or delimiter. You can whatever you want, you can call it. Some name, some number, then some kind of a I department something, then some address, right? These informations are there. So
Yeah.
now this is called initiator and terminator. Okay, between
Okay.
each and every value, the separator that we are going to use, right? What is that separator to identify? Okay. So example. Okay. Now I'll tell you. Are you able to understand something from this? From the
Yeah, yeah.
first, it's also name, but
This
something is
place is
there.
between.
So you are
Correct.
not able to understand, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, I mean, we are, by looking we can okay, but we really don't know what is it
What it
exactly,
is. Correct.
right? Huh.
Yeah.
So now also the similar one. Okay, here. So now you see we talked about fixed bytes also, right? So here there is no delimiter, but it has some fixed characters. I mean to say, if name should be as a 10 character, only 5 is there, remaining should be in a space. Here some ID remaining in some space. ID something is a space. Name, this is there. Both are valid, but it had a delimiter to separate it out of field. And
Mm.
with that, we are going again. This will be, see, here also we can able to do the transform, but here we are relying on the fixed messages, fixed length.
Mm.
Example, first 10 characters for name, next 10 characters for ID,
Okay.
next 5
Two characters.
characters for department,
Mm. Mm.
next some so and so character for address.
Mm.
Now, when you create a type tree, here you are setting the fixed messages. So first field you created as a name. Second, you will create it as an department ID. ID you are setting it as a 15 characters. Then IT is a department. Department you are setting it as a 15. Minimum 1, maximum 5. Address you are setting it as a minimum 1, maximum as 20. Now they are sending like this, right? So Anand, first 10 characters, ID 10 characters. Next 5 characters will be considered for a department. Now you see there is a one space is missed it here. Okay, while
Mm.
sending, they one space they missed it to add it. Okay,
Oh.
see if you see here, if you see, sorry,
Mm.
if you see this is the actual 5 character. You understand
Correct.
this is actual 5 characters. Now by mistakes they forgot to add one space. Now this is the 5 characters. Now IT will take that. See, we mentioned 5 character you need to take. What we mentioned, first fill name, you first accommodate first 10 bytes. Second, for 10 bytes, you accommodate for an ID. Next 5 bytes, you accommodated for an department. Then next 20 bytes, you accommodated for an address. Okay. Now you see, again, it's a human error. They missed to add
Yeah,
on a
yeah.
space, but
Correct.
it is taking the next one.
Next
So
one.
in this case, again, the value we are the mapping is going to be wrong. It's not
Mm.
a mapping wrong. It's
Mm.
basically the data coming as a wrong.
The input
Okay,
data.
correct. But you consider this scenario. I have a delimiter. Okay, this is a 5 bytes of characters. Okay.
Mm.
Now they are not even sending one space now. That is deleted. You understand? Same as what I explained. Now we are going to do the property set based on the delimiters. Okay. So
Yes.
see the concepts I'm explaining you why you
Mm.
need to use the initiator, terminators, and all.
Okay.
Okay. So in this case also it will be considering, but here it's everything is the fixed characters. Okay.
Mm.
But here we are going to tell whether it is a 5 byte, 16 byte. We are always going to align with the delimiters to identify the data. So here they no need to mention first 10 build first 10 field 10 bytes for a name. No need, because we are going to do that identification based on the initiator and terminator. Based on this simple understanding, based on this splitter property, will
Mm.
identify each and every field. So till the first splitter, it's a name. Till the second splitter, it is going to be ID. Till the third splitter, it's going to be a department. Till the fourth filter, it's going to be an address.
Address.
So those kind of informations will be dealt using an initiator, terminators, and all.